In our last video, we looked at expanding double brackets. In this one, we're going to be looking at factorising them. So, for our example, x squared plus 4x plus 3. Now, we can't factorise this into a single bracket because there's not a single multiple of x squared, 4x, and 3. So, what we can do is factorise this into a pair of brackets, a double bracket. So the way we do this is we look at our final term, so the term that's just a number, and we say what two numbers multiply together to give you that. In this case, it's going to be 1 and 3, but we can also have -1 and -3, because if we multiply two negatives together, it gives you a positive. We then ask ourselves, what add together to give you 4? In this example, it will be 1 and 3. So inside our brackets, we're going to have x plus 1 and x plus 3. If we expand this just to check, x multiplied by x is x squared, x multiplied by 3 is 3x, 1 times x is x, and 1 times 3 is 3. Simplify it, x squared plus 4x plus 3, which is what we wanted to factorise in the first place. Have a look at another example. X squared minus 4x minus 12. We're looking for a pair of numbers that multiply together to give you minus 12 and add together to give you minus 4. So let's list the pairings. We can have 1 and minus 12, but we can also have -1 and positive 12. 3 and minus 4, or -3, positive 4. And finally, 2 and -6, or -2 and positive 6. We now look at the pairs of numbers and say which ones add up to give you -4. If we work through, we see that it's 2 and -6. So inside our brackets, it's going to be +2 and -6. For our final example, we're looking at something slightly different. X squared minus 25. Now we can follow the same pattern, but we can write this out as x squared plus 0x minus 25. Remember, 0x is just the same as saying 0, but we're writing it out like this just to help us with our factorising. So we're looking at two numbers that multiply together to give you minus 25, but add together to give you 0. So writing out our pairs of numbers, 1 and minus 25, -1 and 25. But we can also have -5 and 5. So which pair adds together to give you 0? It will be -5 and 5. So these are our values that will go inside our bracket. And if you remember from our last video, this is what we called a difference of two squares. The brackets are the same apart from the signs in the middle.